Yo,
Yo.
we're the Driver Era.
Yeah.
And we're chatting with Milky.
Yeah.
Let's go. I mean, we've been saying it's kind of like just our summer, just like fucking mixed together. And we actually were on tour for like most of it. But yeah, we kind of feel like it fits. It feels like the memories of summer rather than like, oh, let's like play this at the start of summer. It kind of wraps up your summer. But yeah, it's the first project that we wrote, produced, and mixed, like the whole thing. Which our last albums we wrote and produced as well. But you know, there's always other people.
This is the first one we've mixed, so that's pretty exciting for us. But I feel like this like Summer Mixtape is kind of like a journal entry. It's just about all the things that we were kind of going through at that time in our lives, over the summer, I guess you could say. It's like if this was like our Summer Mixtape, it's like our Summer Mixtape to you. And there's a lot of different eclectic songs on this record. I feel like there's a song for everyone, regardless of the genre that you like. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the main advantages of kind of the DIY approach that we did with the Summer Mixtape is you can make it as weird as you want. And we like to get weird sometimes. Yeah. And in this particular record, I feel like we had an opportunity to just be sort of raw and unfiltered and expressive. And it's not something that is always... I feel like that's not always a very common thing for musicians to do nowadays, because it's so easy to polish your music. It's so easy to make everything perfect in the computer. But a lot of the things that you hear on this record were from the inception of the idea, whether it was a vocal or a guitar lick or whatever it was. It's like we pressed record, played the thing, sang the words, and that's pretty much what you hear. So that was this release, you know, we're really proud of it, and I feel like we'll always be changing and evolving. So this is the Driver Era for now. Well, Malibu's like the surest song that has the most mainstream kind of vibe to it. So I feel like that would be one, just because it has the best probability of most people liking that song.
Yeah, it has like the widest demographic possibility. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my shoe's untied. You want to?
Yeah, and I mean, it's so hard to pick, honestly, because all the songs are very different, and I think it depends on the person that's listening. But just a generic person. Yeah,
I do think Fantasy has a pretty wide demographic possibility as well. I think Turn the Music Up has decent BPM, so that could be friendly. I think Bronco's kind of fun and easy listening. Oh, you know what? I actually think I Got You, You Got Me. I think if you're gonna click on it, I think click on that shit. See where it takes you.
It's all just like experiments and preference. You know, it's there's definitely intentionality behind it, but it's mostly just inspired by joy and experimental pursuits and wanting to make songs that we feel like we've never heard before. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what the Driver Era is all about, and that's why we started the Driver Era, is because towards the latter half of our 5 days, we were doing hours upon hours in the studio just out of pure joy because we were loving it. And after a while, we started to accumulate all these songs that our label at the time didn't really understand, but we were really big fans of. So we were like, all right, well, it's time for a new chapter, and that was where the Driver Era came from. They can expect entertainment as far as like our show. Like we're not like up there just like brooding and playing. I mean, we like to have a good time. Like we want.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, well, this guy. Well, okay, well, yeah.
Because if I'm having a bad day, you know, you never know.
Hey, same. You
know, you might get a little tood, but sometimes I think that's what you can expect. Is you can expect honesty. And so, you know, maybe if there is a little toot or a mood or something, I think we're going to put that in the part that we're playing. And I think that translates. I think that's I remember there's a show we played on the U.S. run. Oh, it was New York. I remember like getting off the stage and I was like, damn, bro, I was just like fed up the whole time. Like so much crazy shit happened. And then I like saw like some footage back from it, and I was like, oh shit, there's like this energy to it. There's like a moment to it, because we just are kind of like, we kind of always give into it. We're just like, dude, just, you know what I mean? Write it.
However, 9 times out of 10, it's really hard to look out into a crowd of really, really happy people staring back at you and singing your songs to not also participate in that joy. Yeah. So I definitely agree with Rocky, where like sometimes there's magic in misery, unfortunately. Yeah, it's. But ultimately, we're trying to experience a joyful night.
Yeah, it's not common. So buy some tickets.
Come boogie. Come boogie. We got lots of dancing to do with you. Because we're in Australia, we'll say In Excess.
Yeah, we actually did grow up listening to a lot of In Excess.
Yeah, like I preceded that weirdly, but actually that In Excess is actually one of the reasons we're a band for sure. Michael Jackson's another huge reason why we're in entertainment in general. And also, Michael Bublé. No, I'm kidding.
Show.
Yeah, he's sick.
I always like to just like name producers. Like at a young age, like we were listening to Dr. Dre and Eminem. So like, I don't really think we're listening to that going like, oh, these raps are tight. It was more like, oh shit, there's some heavy grooves here that have something. And then we, anyone from Earth, Wind and Fire to Jimi Hendrix to Bruce Springsteen to, fucking Pharrell, Madonna. Yeah, it's like everyone. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I want to send some beats to Kanye. So if you find this, Kanye, DM me, Rocky Lynch, Instagram.
I actually would be honestly really down to collaborate, obviously with Kanye, but Kevin Parker would be cool.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I'm thinking of Australian acts because we're in Australia, but I actually really like Tame Impala.
Yeah, Tame's sick.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first 1975 album I listened to a lot, and it was in a really interesting time of my life. So that was a good album. Actually, the Currents album. Speaking of Tame Impala, Currents I was listening to when I filmed My Friend Dahmer.
There's this Tom Odell album. I don't remember which one it's called, but it's
Magnetized.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. Let me see.
Yeah, that album.
100%.
That had a time in my life for sure. I was like going on little vacations by myself, meeting up with a girl I thought I was in love with.
Oh yeah.
Concrete is a song.
Wrong Crowd. It's called Wrong Crowd.
Yeah.
Shoot, there was another record I was just thinking of that was like really important to me at a point in time.
Was it Louder by R5?
There's so many.
I think that went in one ear and out the other.
No, I heard it.
Oh shit. He just gave me the cold shoulder then.
I was just trying to think.
I'm kidding, it wasn't funny. Oh.
Boogie Nights.
Dang. Is there another Blade Runner coming out? That'd be sick. Wait, you say a movie that's already out?
Yeah.
Oh shit. One of the Blade Runners. Even though I think I don't even know if I've seen a full one. Ooh. Which one's more real? You know? It's like the Batman thing where it's like
it's weird.
He puts the suit on and that's his real self. You know?
I probably know more Hannah Montana songs than Miley Cyrus songs.
Ooh, actually, Miley Cyrus got a dope song with Sway Lee called Party Up the Street. Yeah. So Miley Cyrus definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Drake.
Oh.
Right. Within the last
influence though, because he's like, He's kind of in his own world.
Well,
Don't you think?
I mean,
Like he's definitely the most.
the thing is,
successful.
because he's still doing it, it's like maybe like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, it might be more of like a thing. But I don't know if, like, he's like pretty big, and that's a lot of influence.
You know who actually probably deserves this title? Elvis Presley, bro.
Yeah, Elvis.
Because he inspired the Beatles, who inspired, you know, everyone else.
Yeah, that's
Well, or the people that inspired Elvis, which were, you know, like the African American community that really created rock and roll.
or just Max Martin,
That too.
literally. I don't know if this is like. It's hard to remember because I'm like young, but there's probably a couple different moments. But I saw a band called OAR at Red Rocks in Colorado, and I remember kind of leaving, just being like, that seems kind of cool. And then slowly kind of kept playing more guitar and whatnot. But that maybe was the moment.
I don't even.
You didn't have a choice.
I don't even know. I mean, I feel like people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't know if I ever even did. I feel like I was just like grew up doing it, and then one thing after another, I'm here.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all my older brothers did it, and we were, you know, Riker was doing it, and we were all like, we were gonna do what Riker does because he's the coolest in the house.
Yeah. So is it chance or fate?
Probably a bit of both.
Is it the same thing? I'm gonna conduct the rest of this interview. How's your life, man?
Crazy.